Tecumseh was located on the northwest end of Everett. It had its own general store, school, church, and a major industry that caused the town to be somewhat segregated from the Everett community. It was the location of the Tecumseh Tannery, which processed hides with bark and other elements to create leather for soles and belts. It created an odor so unpleasant and clinging that even small children in the community were not welcome in the Everett Public School. The tannery itself employed 75 and later 150 workers who produced 50,000 and later 1 million pounds of processed hides.
This, this is the tannery, right there. This picture was taken probably about in the 90s. That's what it looked like. You know where the Rainbow is? Rainbow Bar Room? What they call it now, the Rock Box. Now it's now what, L&L Bar or something like that. Anyway, this field here, that's where the Rainbow. I still want to call it Rainbow. That's what it was when I was a kid. It was built when I was a little kid growing up in that end of town. It wasn't a bar room. It was a hangout for kids, a soda fountain. It had lights shaped like a rainbow, went the whole way across the top of it. It was beautiful. So you can see it was a pretty big place. And like I said, that's it right across from where the old. But anyway, you can imagine tanning hides off of beef or deer or whatever, and they made belts and shoe leather out of them. But just think of the smell that would have made, all these hides, and off of freshly killed animals. And that end of town through that process had a very, very bad smell. So like I said, it was way up here, and down here is where the school was. These kids, because of the smell, they weren't allowed in the town school. Of course, you got to remember this wasn't part of the borough, so it wasn't a borough school. Even though they hired about 150 people, they brought a lot of business into the town. A lot of money came in from those. So the businessmen on Main Street, which was all pretty well-to-do people, they welcomed their money, but they didn't welcome the people from that end of town. In '80 was when they had the first fair, and Everett didn't have a fair company. They just had volunteers. They'd ring a siren and the firemen would take off and go. No fire trucks or anything. And that's when, then that same year, when they realized after the Tannery Fair, they needed a fire company. So they started the Everett Fair Company. When the 1908 fair happened, when this particular one burned down, it took so long for the horses to pull that engine up North Spring Street, because it's pretty steep going up North Spring Street. And until they got up there, the fair had just gotten way, way out of bounds. So they built a firehouse up at that end of town. And it's set right along Bloody Run Creek, where the Tecumseh apartments are. Actually, you can see where the old schoolhouse was, and then became the Tecumseh Methodist Church in 1885. But that was a little firehouse they put up there down in the town, and they kept their hose up there, a set of hose up there, so the horses didn't have to drag hose up that steep hill. In 1908, the tannery burned down. So there was no more smell. And when it burnt down, the ridge the school's building one, caught fire, and they were even afraid it was going to burn the town down because it was a real windy day. And they said the sky had so many sparks in it, it looked like fireworks going up all over town. and they were afraid the whole town would burn. But it didn't. They only lost one house, and it set like right up back of the tannery.